creative industry. My main work is to make sure that we grow talent. You know, we have a lot of talent. So we just want to make sure that they are grown, they are shown, they are given the platform, and at least they earn from their work.
Now, before we come to, nurturing talents, you are the CEO of Mavoko Talents and the Strong Pillars. Do tell us the story behind, the Mavoko Talents and how did you come up with this? So basically, I started with Strong Pillars Entertainment. It's a long history from some other groups that I had. But the moment I settled for Strong Pillars Entertainment, that's when I realized that we have a lot of talents, especially in the places that I come from. Nairobi, Machakos, and the neighboring counties, we really have a lot of talent. So I started Strong Pillars. Strong Pillars has actors. We really concentrated mostly on film and art. But we came later to realize that it's not only people who are acting that have talent. So we included models, dancers, and the other groups. So apart from Strong Pillars, this year actually is when we had our first edition of Mavoko Talent Awards. Right. Because we came to realize that after all those years, since 2013, that we have been in the industry, these people have never been recognized. Yes, they have talent. Yes, they have the platforms. But they are not motivated. You tell them at least you have done something good. Let me now just give you now the award. Recognize, right? So we sat down with a team. We have a team of around 12 people. We sat down and decided, let's come up with these Mavoko Talent Awards. Mavoko Talent Awards is whereby now we decided to award each person from each category. The best actor, best dancer, best videographer, so that at least they may be seen outside the world, apart from the local areas that we discovered them. Right. Yeah, so Mavoko Talent Award was held at Agel Grand Hotel. That was, I think, last week. Yeah, 28th, last week, yeah. Now, you as an event organizer, do tell us about what are the key issues or items that you look at for an event, or rather a successful event? Yeah, so for a successful event, the main thing that we look at is first of all, we deal with the preparations. Because if you don't prepare, first of all, for the event, actually you'll have a very short event. So the main thing we usually make sure is that at least we know we have a good venue. Right. Because we usually target, if you target a bad venue, you'll target bad audience. That's how we usually say in the industry. But if you have a good venue, first of all, at least you'll have an audience that is also appreciative. The next thing is that making sure that everything in that venue works. Because you can have a very good planned venue from the posters and everything, but you don't have a good setup for the venue. Right. That includes the sound, it includes the workmanship there, it includes the seats, it includes the decorations and everything. So the moment you enter into that venue and you look at the event and you see that it is colorful, even before the people come, that's a successful event. Right, and what are some of the challenges that you faced as an event organizer? Of course, there must be a lot in the event organizations, looking for DJs, camera persons, and whatnot. What are some of the challenges that you faced currently? The main challenge, actually, I usually say is finance. Right. Because for you to achieve everything that is there on the event, finance is key. Because if you need that DJ, you need to pay the DJ. Right. Unless the DJ is your brother. But you also have to pay your brother transport to be at the venue. Yeah. Finance is the key thing, because everything that is at the venue, from sound to ushers to food to the seats, you need that money. So if you have the money, you can actually solve anything. Money is the key issue. There's no other challenge. Yeah. And when you are selecting, talents for the events, what key, qualities do you look at when selecting talents for the events? Kitambo, we used to dwell with the celebrities, let me say, because we believed that if you bring a celebrity to your event, the event will be packed, the event will be big, the event will be awesome. But as time goes by, we came to realize that the real talent that people want to see is the talent from the underground. Okay, you can chip in some 1 or 2 celebrities, but the main people who carry the day, actually, because I've been in this industry since 2012, are the people, let's call them up and coming artists. Because these people perform with a great energy, because it is their platform. It's a platform that you have given them. Compared to celebrities who have always been there, they are used to the industry. Actually, they'll even come for even 5 or 10 minutes, right, and disappear. But these up and coming artists, these are the real talents that we want to focus with, actually. Because when they get to the stage, they'll utilize the stage, they'll use the energy that they have, and the event will be awesome. And we have a lot of these talents, actually, in the informal sectors, in our towns, at our homes. We have a lot of these great talents who can even perform more than even the celebrities.
All right, very true. Yeah. Now, before you take a look on the Mavoko Talent Awards, do tell us about you as an MC. Yes. You know, there is different events, you know, maybe somewhere, you can go somewhere in Muranga, the audience don't relate with you as an MC, but when you go somewhere in Kilimani, you know, the audience there appreciate you and, you know, vibe with you. Yes. So how do you handle, you know, the different audiences, you as an MC?
Research. The first thing that I usually do as an MC is making sure that you tell me all the details of the event prior. Actually, if you have to pay me, I usually take the deposit 1 month to the event.
Right.
Because I usually believe that any event that you call is a new event. You know, I might have gone to different weddings, but I don't understand the kind of audience that your wedding wants. I'm the kind of audience that I'll get in your wedding. I won't assume that since I went to the wedding in Kilimani, it is the same thing that will happen in Kiambu, for example. So the best thing I usually do is making sure that I have research. And the research is usually more active, more effective when you tell me as the person who is holding the event. So I'll ask you, how many people will be there? I'll ask you, maybe the tribes that you're expecting. Right. Because you might be expecting Kambas, and I'm prepared for Kikuyus. So at any event, I usually make sure that I do my research. I know the kind of audience will be there. I know the venue, because sometimes you might be telling me it is Kiambu. I think it is Kiambu town, and it is Kiambu at Ukondani Kabisa at the centers. So the best thing I usually do is making sure that I research. And apart from researching from you, I usually make sure that YouTube is a good friend. Right now we have AI, we have Meta, we have a lot of ChatGPT. Right. You can ask anything that you want. Now, so research is key.
Right. Now, the Mavoko Talent Awards, what's the vision behind the Mavoko Talent Awards?
Mavoko Talent Awards, as I've said, we want to make sure that apart from this talent growing, apart from this talent getting money, they are also discovered outside. We want to make sure that Mavoko Talent is the biggest event ever to make sure that we recognize these talents. And the biggest motivation that is really pushing us is the kind of people that are behind Mavoko Talent Awards. You know, when we started, it was a vision of 1 or 2 people. But as we were going on with the planning, there are a lot of people who believed in Mavoko Talent Awards. Right. So anytime that a person believes in something that you do, you get that energy, you get that motivation, you get that drive to make sure that this event is a success. So the people behind us, the people who are making sure that, okay, I'll mention them as we go, they are the people who really give us that energy to go on with Mavoko Talent Awards. And I'm sure in the next 2 or 3 years, because we are doing it annually, it will be something significant, something big, something awesome.
Now, speaking of doing it annually, do take us through the process of you identifying the talent. How does the talent get nominated? And the winners, what kind of support do the winners get?
So one of the things that we are doing, you know, I've been an MC in almost a quarter of awards in Kenya. If I say I'll mention them, there are a lot of them. So it's a lot of experience that I've borrowed also from the other events. One of the things that we usually do, we usually make sure that you are nominated. We don't nominate you. We usually roll out that
call sheet for nomination. We make sure that your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, the people who know you, the people who understand what you do, they nominate you. Once they nominate you, we usually now shortlist, because we usually have a lot of people who are nominated. Apart, when you say nomination, you can get like 100 actors, and we don't need 100 actors for the awards. Maybe we need 30. So what we'll do is that we'll come down and shortlist from the 100, right, and see the person who has been nominated more. So from the nomination, now we put you now to the voting now category now. We usually make a poster for you. We do everything for you actually. The links, the poster, the media publicity. Now we give you the link. Now it's upon you now from the link to share with your friends, share with the people. And our nominations are, no, not our nomination. Our voting is free. No, we don't charge our voting, because we want to get the real people who are supporting you. Right. Because somebody might say, I did not support you because I did not have money. So for us, we are telling you, let even your mom, instead of using that 10 shillings to vote for you, but akuvotie, because it's only bundles and Wi-Fi and akuvotie. So we want to get those genuine votes from the Movoko Talent Awards. Right. Now, speaking about the creative industry, how do you see the creative landscape in Kenya as at now? Actually, if there is a job, let me call it a job, that is paying well right now, is the creative industry. You know, creative industry is big. From actors, models, presenters, comedians, everybody. Everybody who can create something is a creative. And if you look at the day-to-day life, actually, anytime that you are bored, anytime that you sit down in your house, the only thing that you usually run to is either TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp. The creative industry is big, and in the next maybe even 5, or I don't even want to say 20 years. In the next 5 to 6 years, this will be one of the biggest paying jobs in Kenya and the world at large. Right. Yeah. Now you as an, you do a lot of things, MC, event organizer and whatnot. So how do you balance between, these things, these careers? At first it was challenging. It was challenging because the reason we usually dwell in all these things, MC, event organizing, is because you can't focus on one thing. There is usually that challenge of, should I really focus on MC only? Should I focus on event organizing only? But the key thing that usually drives us is that, I'll give you an example. There was a time I went for an event as an event organizer. And the person we had sourced as the MC, in one or the other failed to turn up. Because you understand, sometimes you can call someone and something comes up. And we didn't have that time to start looking for another MC because time was really running. So the only thing I had to do, because as a guest, you don't know who the MC will be. We don't roll out a poster for a wedding and say that the MC will be so-and-so, for example. Yeah. We usually just give you the program. So what I did, I had to be the MC of that event. And from that day is when I realized, apart from event organizing, so I can talk on mic. Yeah. And it's a nice feeling, it's a nice thing. Because if you balance all these things, it's just a matter of scheduling time for everything that you are doing. If you are supposed to be an MC at 8 o'clock, you can't now start again being a radio presenter at 8 a.m. So you'll make sure that any event that you do, any schedule that you do, has its own time. Right. Yeah, it's all about planning yourself. Now, what has been the most rewarding aspect of your career so far? Getting good paying events. Money is key. Pesa ni mzuri. So when I started, the jobs were not paying well. People were trying to ask you, have you ever done this and this? Can we see what you have done? So it was challenging. But the few people who believed in us, are the key reasons that we are where we are right now. Because right now, for an event, you can get an event that is paying you maybe 40,000, 50,000, but it was a process. It was a process because there was someone who believed you when you were zero. Unaonaga story unaenda unaambiwa give us your work experience. Tupatie work experience ndio. Okay, sometimes it's a challenging thing, but experience also makes you at least have that people trust you in their business. So they'll ask you, what have you ever done? So when you give them your portfolio and you give them the kind of works that you have done, at least also the money grows inapanda juu kidogo.
Now, even as we wind up, I want you to talk to our younger generation. Of course, kuna watu wamesomea, these big careers, accounting, medicine and stuff, but they are not actually having a job right now. So, ataka uongeleshe waambie, this talent, kuna watu wanakulia talent zao, na wamesoma, na wako na certificates, ma degree kwa nyumba. So, what advice would you give that young man, that young lady?
Yeah. What I can tell that young man and lady right now is that continue doing what you are doing. We have good doctors, we have good teachers, we have good pilots. Whatever you feel that your heart can do, just do it. There's no shortcut to life. So if you feel like you want to be a content creator, that is the way to go. Right. Just go and do it. We have had instances of a doctor being also a content creator. Right. So don't limit yourself. What I can tell a person is don't limit yourself. If you feel like you want to do whatever you feel like you want to do, just do it. And also to our parents, if you feel like your child has that talent that is burning up, my main advice that I would give to our parents is kindly support that child. Just give them the support that they need. Anything that they want to do, let them do. The creative industry is big, it is paying, and actually we have even a shortage of content creators. We have a shortage of creatives. We want more actors. We want to see new faces. We want to see new dancers. Right. We need to see more dance crews. Yeah. So anytime you feel like you have a talent that you want to do, just do it.
Right. Yeah. Now, even as we wind up, do tell us about if you were to change one thing in the entertainment industry, what would that be?
Maybe the perspective of mostly when it comes to sponsors. If we had a lot of sponsors believing in talents, we could really be going far. For example, let's say you go and discover a talent in Kibera, for example. This is a person who has really tried to at least get a phone, to at least do the content and everything. But ukimshika mkono, umshike tu mkono, kidogo tu, maybe unaweza msupport through kulipa studio, you can support him through fare ya kufika kwa hiyo studio, you can support him through kumpatia platform in a TV like this, unaweza mpatia support through hata kummotivate. If we get such kind of people, it's only that motivation that these people need. They don't need even a lot. Just telling this person, hey manze, we ni mnoma.
Right.
We ni mnoma. Wacha ni kusupport mahali nitakusupport. Yeah, and we have a lot of people, like for Mavoko Talent Awards, if you allow me, we had a lot of people who believed in us. And one of the people who really believed in our cause was a woman called Honorable Siombua. In these events, we don't usually put so much dwelling in individual people. We usually dwell in big companies and big institutions. But we have that one woman who is called Siombua Kioko. And big up sana kwa madam. Alitusupport na hata nisipomtaje itakuwa ni makosa sana. These are the people who came through from Mavoko Talent Awards. This woman believed in us when we didn't even believe in ourselves. Ushaenda ukakaa chini na sponsor ukamwambia tuko na event ya 2 million. Alafu anakuuliza uko na ngapi? Mwambia sisi ni kama tuko na 50k. Unaona for such a person anaweza lose hope na wewe. But when we approach this woman and among other sponsors, huyu ni madam ambaye alibelieve na sisi. A madam ambaye alisema kama mko na hiyo event, mimi nitawasupport from mwanzo mpaka mwisho. So thank you so much Siombua. Tuna appreciate sana.
Right. And tukimalizia na time imefika, do tell us our viewers place wanaweza kupata, maybe someone who would like to partner with you and you know anaweza taka mfanyie MCing and event organizations, watu wanaweza kupata wapi kwa social media platforms, maybe your number and stuff,
siku hizi kutaja social media inakuwa challenge because unapata most of the people wana duplicate. But on social media I'm MC Godi. MC Godi on TikTok, MC Godi on Facebook, MC Godi on Instagram. And mimi upeana number. So unaweza wapea number ukitaka the MC services, ukitaka event organizing, ukitaka camera works and everything. The number is 0751 100 889. Hiyo ndio namba ambayo unaweza nipata nayo.
Unaweza wapatia tena
0751 100 889. Yes.
Right. Many thanks for making time to be with us this particular morning. I do appreciate your time. And before we wrap up, I want to shout out some of your viewers, some of the viewers who are saying and watching. That is Kennedy Jumpa Siregua, anasema Kondani, Becky Atieno watching. She's saying watching, kudos and more grace. Shiro favored, nice interview, kudos. Pretty Prince John says whatever MC Godi was incredible. Shavi Shani says great work Godi, love you for free man. And MC Morio, comedian Inspector Mwala, great interview. Pretty Prince John says MC Godi, kindly share your number, we buy you sword. Of course he has done that. Of course Sami M. Morunga and Frederick Sikuku, David Nju, of course. Nasema asante sana for your viewership and you know your comments. My name is Martin Mashara. It is exactly 32 minutes past the top of the hour. That note to wrap up our program here on The Drift. You've been watching The Drift. And just in case you missed out on this particular conversation, you can actually get that on our Facebook. We are live on Facebook and as well as on YouTube. Frederick Njiri is coming up in a few in the top of the hour at 9 a.m. with the Leadership Challenge program, of course, discussing matters, the state of the nation. My name is Martin Mashara signing off. Do have yourself a lovely day. Let's meet again later on in the course of the day as we continue keeping you up to speed, those making headlines from across our 47 counties and of course across the borders. But until then, let's do this again when God says we do.